Hi, Betty.
Hi, Celia.
Well, as you know, I am engaging in a pop culture literacy project because I've sort of stopped reading the news, watching the news, and I'm dragging you down with me. So I picked this episode of She-Hulk. I just decided to just walk in on the latest episode of She-Hulk on Disney Plus, which happens to be episode 6. And the reason I picked this is that I'm looking at other pop culture reviewers on the internet, and they are hating She-Hulk. All I could say is, why even bother hating it? It's not even trying. In fact, it's kind of harmless. It's so harmless. It doesn't take itself seriously at all.
No, it doesn't.
Based on this episode, I would say.
Yes. Now, I was aware from some of my other friends, I was aware that there was some pushback on this show. But, like I say, I'm not into pop culture, and I'm definitely not into superheroes. So I didn't have anything about, I didn't really know anything about it. So anyway, when I watched it, I thought, okay, I have some complaints. But if I just watched it as a show, I think, I don't know that I would really get into it, but it didn't offend me, I guess.
Mm-hmm. No, there was nothing bothersome to me in that episode. I mean, yeah, nothing to offend me. Just, nothing to particularly stimulate me.
Yeah, right,
Mm-hmm.
right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't terribly bored.
Mm-hmm.
It was new enough to me that I could still be interested in it all the way through. But like I say, I still had those. I always have complaints about things, but I didn't think it was. Now, I am not a purist, so I didn't think it was so bad.
No.
Now, if they had done this to Captain Kirk, I might feel differently.
Oh, yes. Okay, I haven't seen any Hulk movies, and I have not educated myself in Hulk canon, but I would really like to know if it's worth getting upset about. Okay, all right. Anyway, all right. So, I mean, I really had to watch some critiques on YouTube to figure out what the hatred was for this. And for this episode, some of the critiques were longer than the show. There were 40-minute hate fests about this. And they're carrying on about the lack of character development. There's no arc. There's no logic. I mean, what lawyer would say this? And I'm just going, why are you even trying? We're already in such an absurd universe where this green girl walks around. And
right.
also...
And it is absurd, and it doesn't take itself seriously.
No.
It actually kind of reminded me of the old Batman series with Adam West.
Right.
Which totally did not take itself seriously.
Right. Yes.
I mean, if they had actually added kapow!
Yeah, right.
When
yes.
it wouldn't have surprised me, and it actually would have been appropriate.
When we're in a world where we are dealing with some of the oldest tropes in the library, the bridezilla, the silliness of a small dog, and that one joke. Well, the jokes fell flat. I mean, they fell flat. For instance, when Titania got knocked onto her face and she stands up and goes, "Oh, my finesse," and I thought, this is just that. You could have made so much more out of that moment. The Mr. Immortal plotline, I thought, had a lot of promise, but it was dropped. It was just suggested, and I don't know if they're going to do anything more with it. But that was really intriguing to me. I don't know if Mr. Immortal is a recurring character in the Marvel universe, but that was interesting.
He could be.
That whole concept. You could go really dark and deep with that. That could be a Netflix series with 1 hour or 1.5 hour episodes each, because it's like Groundhog Day. It's like It's like The Good Place. I mean, there have been some really great shows about immortality or inescape. I don't know, the inescapability of immortality, the traps of immortality, and you could take that whole concept pretty far. You can go, like I said, you can go comic, you can go dark, you can go deep. That would be a good one to pursue.
You could go in any different direction with that, actually, because
Yes.
you could go very poignant. You could go actually, kind of lighthearted.
Yes. You could
Yeah,
go
you could go in a lot of different
existentialist.
directions with that.
Yeah. I think there were a lot of reviewers who objected to. I can't remember what their objections were. Oh, their objections were all logical. Well, how could you have a court case with this and that? And wouldn't he have left his entire estate to all his widows as he died every time? And I thought, oh, leave it alone. Leave it alone. That's not what we're here for. So.
Yeah, no, this is definitely one of those willing suspension of disbelief type, series.
Yes, this is
And
a moment of sheer absurdity
clearly-
where you just have to give
Yes.
into it.
Clearly does not take itself seriously. Yes. I mean, you could use that argument. Well, how come? You could use that argument just about in every single scene here. That's clearly, you just have to drop that right at the door.
The real exhibition or the real test of my snobbishness would be for me to go back and actually watch some Hulk movies or watch 2 of these recent Avengers movies, Avengers Infinity Wars, Avengers Endgame. By the way, these titles, Avengers Infinity Wars, what is this? I'm just getting tired of these superhero movies in which the entire universe is at stake. One villain wishes to destroy the universe. I'll give it half an hour.
Yeah. But you would have to understand, though, as you're going into that this has nothing to do with She-Hulk.
Oh, I know. But the thing is, I would be getting myself a little bit, in reverse. I mean, I'd be going back and doing my homework, kind of after the fact.
Yeah.
Because I want to see how much of a snob I am. I mean, these people who are objecting to this Disney Plus She-Hulk are talking, like I say, about degrading the character and perverting the canon. And what I want to see is if I look at that canon and that character and I just say, are you kidding? This is a stupid movie. That's what I want to see. If I'm such a snob that I don't even...
If they had turned her into, if it wasn't She-Hulk, if they called her, I don't know, She-Gizmo or something... if it had nothing to do with the Hulk, I don't think these people would have any problem with it. I think it is just strictly the fact that they have utilized, they're just like repurposing this brand to make some money. They're just making money off the Hulk name.
It could be.
I think isn't that what they're objecting to? I don't even know.
This is one of their eternal objections, is that they are, filmmakers, entertainment makers nowadays are simply recycling old characters, old plots.
Well, that is true.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true. There isn't any new creativity. Everything is just recycled.
They say that, and they also say the writing is bad, the stories are bad, and also they're just infused with these social justice themes that have nothing to do with good, eternal concepts or themes or struggles. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so there we are. I'm 50-50 on watching another episode. That is how harmless I thought this was. I really could not care less about what happened to that character, that Hulk character. I mean, I couldn't care less yet, because I never got into him to begin with. But maybe, this is why I wanted to come back to Captain Kirk. We loved Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. And we loved the original Star Trek characters. And if someone...
Which is why we call him Captain Kirk instead of Admiral Kirk.
Oh, that's right. He did become an admiral, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes. Well... But okay, you actually brought up a point that had not even occurred to me, and that is, that was some high quality writing. But I want to go back and see if these Hulk movies were of that caliber of writing and character conception and execution, and I want to see if they're that good. If they are that good, then I'll be with these fans. But if not, then I'm just going to, I'm going to have to maintain... or I'm going to have to continue to claim my snob status and just say that this whole thing is a joke. I'll let you know on our next episode of Pop Culture Literacy for Snobs.